Hear ye. Sorry about the lateness. Got too much into a phone conversation in the game. Hear ye. You know, we got to do our pro wrestling voices. Let me tell you something, brother. We're right here at Saturday Night Slammasters, and you're dealing with Saint Falk, the officer of the goddamn law, the suntan Superman, the #1 under the sun, baby. Yeah. We're about to do this. About to have a good conversation, good time. About to get some people streaming. We already got my man, ABM, the original Angry Black Man. We're about to do this, brother. No thrills, no chills. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. How's y'all doing? How's y'all doing, babies? How's y'all doing? Oh man. Oh, some good times. Lamar Jackson's back, baby. So full. I was hoping he was gonna do one more so we could get a Jackson 5. Get that Jackson 5 on you, baby. Oh man. I think that there's too many people out there who don't even understand what the hell's going on. But I think it's all good in the neighborhood if you really understood. We got blood boiling in the building. Do you hear me? What you gotta do, brother? God damn it. See, Folkamania's about to run wild. I'm smoking a cigar and tasting that drink that is loud. Mm-mm. Who else we got watching? I know we got some people watching. Sneak dissing and serve sipping. I know we doing it. Touchdown. We got Red Pill, Sleeper Cell, La Beige, Rage. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I'm having too much fun with this shit right now, as you can see. I'm having too much fun. Some people think I can't do a good pro wrestling promo, but fuck that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You get out here, brother, and for some reason, we have an interest that has been defined not by us, but for us. This is my thing. This spear of men is for us, by us. We don't mind Johnny come latelys and newbies coming to listen. But we're not going to be held to your expectation of what to speak of and what subject matter is null and void. Sorry. I will not submit to criminal and terroristic threat. Sorry. As the kids so eloquently say, go eat a dick if you don't like what I say. Another overdose in the store. Jesus Christ. Sound like you need a gun in the bag your damn self. Telling you, it's not going to get pretty out there, especially people are going to have to do without. And I like to say this for a lot of you people who are of the political party and landscapes. Y'all will vote these Democratic motherfuckers back in here. Y'all will vote them in there and not hold them accountable. Wow. 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 Louis just showed me a picture of the guy. Sad, man. It's fucking sad. This is going to be an open topic, open panel, but I will say this, and I do mean this. Let's be very truthful about some shit, okay? We have a lot of people out there who are going through some sickness or some trials, and there's a lot of people out there who didn't think that it can happen to them. You'd be surprised what happens when the government says, no, you cannot. No, you're not allowed to. You'll be shitting bricks when there's some people who don't even have food. You'll be shitting bricks when you don't have protection. All these years, I don't need a man switches up very quickly when the government says, go fuck yourselves. You don't want to give me my stamps? No, we don't want to give you a fat ass your stamps. Go get a job. I have to ask a question. How many skinny bitches do you see on food stamps? I'll wait. You don't see a fucking correlation? You got chicks out there with goddamn $900 in food stamps, able-bodied working, but we got homeless vets. Well, if I don't get my stamps, I'm gonna steal. They got a place for you. It's called jail. They got a place for you. It's called jail. I'm like this. The world doesn't feel sorry for you anymore. If you haven't noticed, the world is siding more and more with black men each passing moment. Each passing moment, they're siding more and more with black men. This is what I say to a lot of black women. The world really doesn't like you. And it's not because of our fault. It's because you are who you are. Your reputation precedes itself. Well, they talking bad about us. No, we're just telling the truth. The truth hurts more than a lie. The truth hurts more than an insult. I don't have to insult you.
I bet you didn't know that we have a queer.
I'm like this. let's be real honest about what today has run. You have literally the worst generation of the worst type of people. And when you speak of it, people hate you for it. People hate you for it. You can't be a brilliant class of man. You can't be what the world wants you to be. This is the reason why I said, black man, we should not give a fuck. We should. We should give a fuck. Every man for their goddamn selves. That's how they treated us. That's how they treated us. Every man for themselves. You gonna take care of me and my kids? No. You gonna buy me? No. What do I get out of it? See, that's the number one complaint that everybody's waiting to hear. What do I get out of it? What about me? What about Raven? What about you? But I know a lot of you aren't gonna listen. A lot of you are not gonna listen. You know why? Because you think you know so much better. I bet you didn't stock up on your ammo. You didn't even get a firearm to protect yourself and your family from all these marauders coming. Look what's going on now. The hey big heads are coming out. The locals and the yokels. What else do we do as the space needs to tell you? I mean, frankly, I don't think y'all listen too much. I don't think too many of you listen. Thanksgiving is going to be an interesting time of year. A very interesting time of year. If everybody was smart, you would make something and bring it together. But no, everybody wants to be, you know, extravagant, making all these fancy things. Maybe if you were actually communal, things would actually grow. Have you noticed that 7 people, 6:54 in the afternoon, baby? In the evening. Good God Almighty. How many people are sharing this? This is how I know I'm shadow banned. This is how I know I'm officially shadow banned. It's really, really interesting how people blowing up balloons could get more people listening to them than actual masculinity. But it allows you to see how far we have fallen as a people. It really does. It really does. It allows you to see how much we've fallen behind. And I'm the first person to say, don't be red pill for black women and blue pill for everyone else. But it lets you know that, one, reputations precede. I'm not trying to be the good guy. I'm not trying to be the person who saves. Personally, I think that you should burn the community down, take it however you want, and start anew. There's particular things that we need to do. You're telling me this community is worth saving. What's worth saving? Like, I mean, what the clear and concise of fuck is worth saving? What in the clear and decisive fuck is worth saving? You want you want the world's meanest women to stay the way they are? What are we winning? Why should we save it? I mean, I want somebody to tell me what is worth saving this community for. What's to save about it? What's to save about it? I will ask anybody, why should we save it? Why should men even take a part of it? To get a bunch of fucking mentally ill, attitude having pussy? You're not getting wives anymore. You're not even getting a good deal. Most of these chicks will put a kid on you so quick. What are you doing? The problem is what? The problem is that you don't want to see the reality that's set before your faces. That's the problem. The problem is you trying to save mama when mama try to put you through the can opener, put you in the garbage disposal. The problem is you don't want to really hear how black women really think of you. I really think it's not even genetic. I think it's just genetic at this point, not even cultural. Hmm. Some veterans do, some veterans don't. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm just looking at this from a distinct programming. You see how all these women in media tell black men when they don't agree when they have little dick energy. That's what they fucking see of you. Westmore is nothing but a jackass and a thief. You spent all this fucking money on illegals because you thought you were going to turn them into a new voter base. And it backfired tremendously on your party. I don't feel sorry for them. You really think $1 million is going to cover anybody's fucking stamps? No, it's not. No, it's not. This more is a joke. I'm sorry. I hate to say that about another black man, but even with him, he's a joke. He's a joke. You would have had billions of dollars still here if you weren't trying to fucking house illegals. I really want you to think about that. Even on some, these people have been on funky shit for a long time. Funky shit. Now, when the government doesn't have the money to do it, now we're going through some funky changes, huh? Everybody thought this fucking ride was going to continue. To me, only people you really indebted to are veterans and people who are truly handicapped, not a bunch of broads pumping out babies left and right. Just like I think there should be a cap on child support. I bet you not a bitch will get pregnant if you cap it at $200 a month, $300 a month. I bet you'll actually find more men getting custody if it was just $500 and below. Stop trying to live off your babies. Trifling heifers. Just trife. Trife as hell. That's all it really is, a bunch of trifling shit. But now we need to join forces with the enemy who's been putting us through bondage and slavery. Oh, black men, we love you. Yeah, the feeling's not mutual. Black men, we need you. No, you didn't. No, you don't. You were good riding high on that government titty. That government titty tasted so good. All that fresh milk and honey coming out of it. It's just squeezing along. Squeezing it, baby. Squeezing them titties. Them little government titties that you be getting. When I get some government titty milk was coming out of there, you didn't give a fuck. Your own boys couldn't even get a fucking good one. Your own boys couldn't even get a good one. All of that titty was getting squeezed till the milk was dry. Now the titty has no more milk. What happens? Oh, we're gonna starve. Wait a minute. You couldn't find a job? You were bragging on your stamps? You thought they were gonna give you that shit forever? What happened, baby? Oh, now you have a concern. There's a big concern about everybody being treated like a nigga. Hmm. You didn't give a damn if your boys had education or a career. Gave a damn if they gave a damn if they didn't have a job or not. But you didn't. There's a lot of low down slimy shit y'all did. Even when it came to your boys. Yeah. Let me open this up. Everyone here can support at least one person they know who's not currently getting their food stamps. Why should we? Unless that person's handicapped, if you having children abundantly and you're just wreaking havoc, why should we? Those are the same women who did not even want you to have any damn thing with them or without them. Like, why should we support? Because they're not going to support black men. This is what I want to know. Why should we support those who don't support us? That's the problem. Stop being a superhero to everybody else who's a goddamn villain at you. I want people to come up here. Why? Because I already know half the motherfuckers talking about the support shit. Hell, half the people here barely make it in their goddamn selves. This is the part where I'm looking at it. Why should we support other people? Give me one reason why. You wonder why the marriage rate was in the shitter. All these broads want to get married now when there's bills due. What else? What else more do you have for your destiny, black man? You're not an alpha, not in their eyes. You're not anything. What is it? What do you get out of saving these broads? They don't like you. Get over it. What's up, Namer?
Hey, you like my app?
Mm-mm.
See what it says?
No. What does it say?
Check. Hang on, let me show you what it says. It says, hang on, let me
Working
edit it.
very bad.
It's basically a T-shirt. It's like who were born in '82.
Well, you're working horribly.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, let me try something. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on my speakerphone, so yeah, that'll do that sometime.
Yeah.
Hey, how was your Halloween, by the way?
That was alright. Nothing to scream at. It was alright. Had to make some adjustments because some plans fell through. And that's why you always have a plan B, plan C, and plan D. So it was alright. Not a big thing, but it's alright. So, what happened to him? He's still there? So, well, you do have to cut the supply lines. I mean, let's face it, folks. There's a lot of shit that goes on in this world where you gotta be a little ruthless. You gotta be a bit ruthless. And I think a lot of black men are scared to do that. They're scared to be looked at as the bad guy. You always want to prove yourself as I'm the good boy. I'm a good boy. No, I'm not like these other niggas. I'm not like the thugs. Nobody cares. If she
Who
likes thugs, huh?
who cares? I mean, because who are you trying to prove this shit to? Especially if it's somebody who's like drawn to such dysfunctional men. You just have a dysfunctional person. Some of us don't want to see it because it's that just like how girls were like suckers for Disney, so were boys. That whole damsel in distress crap.
Guess what? She put herself there.
Hmm.
If you ever notice about the damsel in distress, she usually
Hmm.
put herself. Like,
Yeah. Don't forget how many songs there were in the late '90s and into the 2000s R&B songs about guys singing about trying to save a girl from a situation she's in, or they see a girl's in a situation like that and they wish they could do something.
you gotta ask yourself, why is she in that situation in the first place? You know the type of guy
There's
it was.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you the
I'm
biggest lie. I'm gonna tell you the
please
biggest
don't.
lie. When a chick tells you she didn't know this man was abusive, she's a liar. She didn't know this man was violent. She's a liar. She thought it was funny when she did it to everybody else. That's all.
I remember, if you remember, Martin Lawrence had a comedy album called Talking Shit. He did this bit about how he grew up boxing as a kid. He even boxed Golden Gloves. And hopefully, I'm not borging this time.
No.
Okay. He talked about how women love fighters because they want to feel protected. But sometimes what happens is like those guys end up being turned into attack dogs. So because like a girl could like a woman, sorry, why am I calling them girls? They're women now. A woman could like look at a man, she could point at a guy and say, "That dude's looking at me funny," or he's doing something. He did something to me. Now a man got to go up there and just sort him out. That's why Martin Lawrence asked this one important question. He said, "If Mike Tyson smacked up my lady, should I go fight Mike Tyson?" And we're talking about Mike Tyson in his prime. My question is, why were you there when you know Mike Tyson's there? If the champ showed up and she did some shit, you better say, nah, get in the car, we're getting the fuck out.
Yeah.
You remember a story BGS had told us a few years ago. He told us a story of like one time when he and the mother of his children, they were at a party. And this was a party that, she dragged him to go to because there was a guy who used to like her, right? And this guy had his boys with him, and he tried to get in BJ's. BJ's did not get upset. He didn't fight, he didn't talk back. He didn't get up. He didn't, lose his cool because he knew what the dude was doing. The dude was trying to set him up to get to him. So he just looked up, got up, grabbed his lady, and said, "Pack your bag. We're getting out of here."
Think about it. At that moment, women will set you up to think you're going to fight on their behalf because they never had to take the brunt of that destruction.
Hmm. I'll even give you another example. Patrice O'Neal once talked about one time he was at the mall with a girl, right? And the lady was like, talking all kinds of reckless to another brother. And Patrice, he was 6'4", 6'5", about 350, weighed about 350 pounds, folks. He looked at the situation. He saw his girl just talking reckless to another brother, right? She was like just getting in his face. So what does he do? He just walks
Walked
the
away.
opposite direction. He walked away. Immediately, his girl saw him. She ran to him. She ran up to catch up to him. Said, "Yo, why'd you walk away?" He could have. He could have what? Exactly. He could have punched you in your face, and I wouldn't have done nothing. How dare you go up and talk reckless to another person? Only when I walked away did you realize there were consequences.
Yeah, because she didn't have to face him. She knew
Most
that where the
Mhm.
thing. Why do you think a lot? I'm gonna call my son. Why should you call your son when you should be dating a certain type of guy? Now, what if that guy killed your son? You don't give a fuck. It's like that chick who was messing with the pro football player. And this tells me once again why you messing with such a fat bitch, because these fat bitches don't care about themselves, let alone the year.
Mhm.
And now you wondering why this shit is persisting.
I remember Tommy Sotomayor, if we can mention that motherfucker's name. My apologies if I shouldn't have mentioned him, but
Yeah.
motherfucker had a point when he said some women will keep the baby because that child is living proof that somebody fucked that woman and that she's fuckable.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
That is
what that
pretty.
child is. It's not just
Look at a bunch of
welfare.
unattractive.
Mm-hmm.
You look at a bunch of unattractive women. Why do you think they want to get pregnant so badly? Because they know they only got but so many shots.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a lot of shots.
No.
People get mad with me and say, "This fucked up. Everybody's pretty." Yeah, okay. Do you want to look like the ugliest motherfucker you know?
I'm not the best looking man and never claimed to be. But that doesn't
Then
make me.
go ahead.
I said I am not the most attractive. I may never claim to have been the most attractive man, but that doesn't make me, less of a person or less of a man. As long as I'm being myself and just, I know where I fit and I fit in where I fit in, I'm good.
The females know what an unattractive woman is.
Female,
Why do you?
we all.
Why do I? Why do you get mad when I call them Wanda from The Living Color?
No, no. What you need to do is you put ugly Wanda next to Shanae name, and that's all kinds of
Yeah.
ugly, right? That's a
I say,
ugly three. That's all kinds of
if you look like Tawanda Burke, and I say you just as pretty as
ugly.
Tawanda Burke.
Oh, oh, crazy.
You look like Gabby Sidibe. Well,
And,
everybody's pretty. That's what.
and the fucked up part is Gabor Sidibe has a man, and it's a average looking white guy.
Below average.
Did that too.
Below
Tyrannosaurus
average.
Bird got
He
herself a
looks
black
like
man. Mm.
he looked like goddamn because a black man can be paid off much easier. She knows she can. She could even pay the fucking cheapest. She had to get. Let's be serious. Gabby Sidibe had to marry a twink.
Eh.
She had to marry a goddamn twink.
Shit.
And then you look at Savannah Burke posing with these pictures and the dude smiling. You know she's real beautiful to me. And I'm like, black men should be ashamed of themselves. Like you're telling me He try to pose with a nigga. See, attractive men like me. What about when you didn't have money?
Hmm. Hmm.
That's why I always say, it's full of shit. All these women are full of shit when they don't know what's the difference.
Or refuse to acknowledge the difference.
They know it because they're hoping nobody will see their flaws.
I'm glad Outkast had a song called Roses. If you remember the hook on that song.
Nope.
To the folks who don't know how the hook went, they said, I know you like to think your shit don't stink, but lean a little bit closer. See, roses really smell like poo. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, roses, they smell like poo. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Fellas, keep in mind when I say it is true that a rose by any name smells just as sweet, but shit by any other name stinks just as bad. Was that too much?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But thankfully, up in here, we don't claim to be shit, right? Never have, never will. As long as you're just being yourself.
As long as you're being a slave.
As long as you're not being a slave.
You can be a slave all you want. But even slaves enjoy their fucking bondage. Think about it.
Now, Charles, don't keep talking about the sadists and the submissives out there.
That's just true. A lot of slaves enjoy their bondage. How
Not
many
because I'm-
slaves how many slaves enjoy being with the slave master?
The character Steven from Django Unchained, anybody? He was comfortable in his position. What most people failed to realize was that when it came to the character of Calvin Candy, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, Steven may have had hatred and resentment for Calvin's grandfather and father, but old Calvin himself, he had a way of controlling that boy because he raised him in a sense. And Calvin looked at him as nothing more than a frail old Negro. But in the end, when he got rid of the cane before he got shot up by Django, you saw for what he really was, an opportunist who realized he could have influence over this boy or this man child. That was the type of slave that, Malcolm X was talking about in his house slave versus the field slave speech. We sick balls? Is we sick balls? Ugh.
I mean, it's one of those vicious things where we love being a slave. We love being a nigga. We love being a servant. We don't see our value unless it's to serve someone else.
Is that why some people say y'all have post-traumatic slave disorder?
Of course, it's post traumatic. It's damn near written into the DNA. You
Generational
can't stand,
trauma, not knowing where it came from or why people the way they.
bro. You can't stand another nigga winning.
It took, in my case, I remember it's when I was like 19. It took a female friend of mine to realize that, because I remember she told me like, don't ever compare your life to other people's, because you never know what kind of struggles they're going through or how messed up they really are. You just only see one side of it, but you don't really know what's going on. And in my case, what also further hit, drove that point was when we watched the movie The Joneses with David Duchovny and Demi Moore,
Hmm.
where they played like they pretend they were suburb, pretending to be a family when they actually marketing firms covert marketing schemes for certain products and whatnot.
Hmm.
It really talked about it. Really reflected like the economic situation of most folks in the well after the after the crash of '08. People living
Hmm.
beyond the means, not
It's
not
what
being
you
themselves.
call being high on the hog. I get
Oh,
the only reason the only reason I'm making this money is to shit on other folks. All
mm-hmm.
right, only reason.
Oh, and most people
Black
aren't
people,
financially literate.
no, they're not literate. Hell, some people aren't even fucking literate when it comes to reading.
Shit. Hey, most people are functionally illiterate.
Exactly.
Thank you, Detroit 3013 for that. Was it Detroit 303 or Electrician 40 that?
Yeah.
One of them mentioned
Reading.
it.
There, you got everybody pissed at Trump revamping the Board of Education, but not one person is complaining about the fact your kid can't fucking read. There's generations of teachers with retirements or dead in their graves
Mm-hmm.
who failed the system.
I've been thinking about something. It might be related to this. You remember the saying, "It takes a village to raise a child."
Mm-hmm.
That raises the question. That made me ask a few questions. My question is first and foremost, who are the adults in the village, and what are they teaching? Not just that one particular child, but all the children in that particular age group, and
Makes
what
you think.
value going on them.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, so much so that like I used to say, the flip side of that coin was a child that grows up not knowing the warmth of the village shall break down to feel
They
that
will
warmth.
set the village just to feel the warmth from it.
That also means something. That also is like a warning to society to tell them, be careful who you also to marginalize, because you are creating the fifth column within your own society.
I want you to look at
That
America.
yeah,
America
that
spent
also
so, it might be
okay.
about America spent so much money that it was willing to lose $50 billion a year not hiring a million black men. I want you to think about that. We'd
I-
rather lose money than to hire your black asses. And we know you would have done a great job, but white man still got to be superior.
They need y'all to stay to remain the designated leader class. Since you've been first brought to these lands centuries ago, and this is not just something that's going on in the United States. You see this in other countries throughout the Americas, where you have this type of racial shit still going on. And this is not to downplay what's going on in America, but I see the parallels in other societies as well in the Americas.
Look at India.
It's not just in India. You have this caste system, by the way.
But their caste system is
Yeah, and that system is in throughout the region, even in I think also parts of Sri Lanka. Although it's more ethnic over, it's more of an ethnic thing they're going on over there. In Bangladesh, I believe so, but also in Pakistan, predominantly Muslim Pakistan, and their caste system is mostly religion based. Even among the Muslim majority, there is a caste system. And I had a Pakistani friend explain that to me. Because especially when he explained to me, like, most Pakistanis who are like living overseas, they're mostly of mixed caste, intercaste marriages and whatnot. Like the husband's from one part of the country and the wife could be from another part. They're same ethnicity, same mother tongue, same religion, but they're from different backgrounds, from different cities, different regions.
look at it now. There's no effort. There's no try. It's a bunch of failure.
No will to achieve a goal.
And this is what you put upon black people purposely. The Aborigines refer to themselves as half caste. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's a term I'm very familiar with because among my folks, when we talk about mixed race people, they still use that term, and I explain to them that's an old, outdated term that the Brits, but they forget about it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I
Think
mean,
about it. Why do you have such crime, such low education in Baltimore City? But all these places in America where majority blacks are. Because you have to fit the notion. If I do the same in little Tucson, Arizona, if I do the same in a majority white place, you're going to have the same type of crime. You're going to have the same type of desolate areas.
and that's where all the red, and let's not forget the redlining they do.
Which kept you out of your birthrights.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I mean, your father's generation, they had to fight to get their GI benefits. Their VA benefits as well, GI benefits, remember?
Everybody had to.
Yeah. And it's still an ongoing struggle. It's still an ongoing fight. Each generation still has to have that fight. As if you weren't, as if you didn't do enough fighting overseas for this.
I'm just wondering, at some point, are you loving the treatment you get? Are you going to keep sympathizing with your oppressor?
I blame the sweets for this. I blame the sweets for this because, after all, this type of bondage is called Stockholm syndrome, and I don't just say, but some people, just like back on the plantations, your survival is paramount, and it's based on staying within the good graces of your flavor or of your master. It's like when
And
we talked with BGS about like why people are sometimes reluctant to overthrow an oppressive regime because it creates a lot of chaos and uncertainty.
yeah,
When changes doesn't go right, they long for their oppressors. I've seen it. There's some places that are not the same since the despot was removed from power, but it gives them an opportunity to carve a better future. The problem is you also have to fight the jackals. I remember I had a conversation with our man Zulu, aka Usual Business, and we use like the Lion King as an analogy. And I'm not ashamed to bring that up. I mean, after all, we were like what, 12, 11, 12 years old when that came out. The original
yeah,
Disney's Lion.
there's a lot of fucking scars out there.
No, not scars. There are a few scars and a whole lot of hyenas.
Doing my bidding.
And the matriarch, played by who was called Shenzi, was voiced by none other than Whoopi Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
And the second in command
Yeah,
was Cheech Marin.
ain't that a bitch?
Oh, I'm sure he got stoned every time he had to do any real had to read lines. Whoopi. I'm sure he had to keep Chong on speed dial. Hey Chong, I need to talk to you for a minute. I got to deal with Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, far out, man. Hang on. Let me come over. I brought a couple bags so we can get all potted up and ready for the screening. Not my best impression of Chong, but of Tommy Chong, but hey, I make it work. But like I said, like you had Scar, promise the hyenas, and then convince the lionesses that lions and hyenas had to live together as one. But what happens?
You wallow in obsolescence.
While in obsolescence, and the hyenas just drove all the herds away. You upset the balance. It was only until they were driven out of the territory that the princes could rehabilitate themselves. But every brother's still thinking he's got to do this on his own. You know, this rugged individual. Black folks, y'all need to wake the fuck up. This y'all was sold a bag of goods. A-Trap
We
Brown
weren't
was
even.
done in the '60s when he gave
We
that
weren't
speech
even.
about
We were sold
collectivism.
a bag. We
Hmm?
were. We were not even sold a bag of goods. We were force feed to take the shit.
Yep, that y'all were. You were force fed, and you guys had to pay in. And you guys had to pay it in scripts. Hold on a second.
See, this is the
Hello.
part about it. Anybody else who want to join the panel, click the link.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Oh yeah, good example. Sundown towns. I like that LAPD SWAT.
no. Yeah, gotta get sundowns. Don't bring your black ass in here.
As much as there's sundown towns in the South, the most are actually in the Midwest.
Yep.
I mean, think about states like Ohio, Indiana, Illinois for a time. Black people weren't allowed to stay to live in those states. So the Underground Railroad, you had Quakers and whatnot helping them just transport them through those states just to get them to the Great Lakes area. From there, they just crossed the Great Lakes into Canada.
Yep. Fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of brothers out there who don't even understand what freedom is.
Freedoms come with responsibility. Bondage is not hat. Bondage means you're a dependent on someone else. That's the fucked up part about it.
I mean, hey, life's fucked up.
Indeed. Hang on a second. Be right back.
I'm telling you, brothers, y'all travel down south a lot. How y'all travel down south? Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. Y'all traveling down south and you're unarmed. That's a little ridiculous in my book.
I always wanted to ask, how come in the United States there's not a federal registration when it comes to gun owners? Why does it have to be like a state issue?
States' rights.
I know it's a state. Well, I don't know.
You have a federal. The Second Amendment gives you a federal right to it, but
Okay.
the states cannot undermine the Constitution. They can supersede it.
So when it
And
comes to
plus,
registration, everything states at a state level, huh? No federal, nothing federal.
I mean, you got to get your. If you want to buy a gun, you got to get federal. Check. CI.
Mm-hmm.
So You're still getting federal check and state check. It's just every state's phobic. Well, a lot of that. Here's the thing: criminals don't care about your laws.
Mm-hmm.
your, your gun laws. This is where me and BGS disagree. Gun laws. It doesn't mean he's right. It doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. It's just a difference of opinion when it comes to it. Gun laws
Yeah.
not really, a lot of gun laws have not really tamped down a lot of crime,
No.
unfortunately. You could look at it statistically year by year. It has not. Even when your homicides go down, your shootings go up. And you still wonder that. Most people
My
get
question.
robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Most people get robbed,
Mm-hmm.
and and it's like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? Becoming victims.
I personally, even if I was living stateside, I still have. If I was going to live stateside, I understand I need to have that conversation regarding having a firearm on my person,
And most
especially because
people,
of yeah. But the thing is, Charles, remember, I have my head issues. I have my
now
good days. I have my bad days.
you would if you because you have mental issues, you would
Mm-hmm.
be able, you wouldn't be able to get one.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Not from a store unless you steal one or you buy the street. That's something different. Not,
Mm-hmm.
that's not sustainable. And see, this is the fucked up part.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the guns criminals use are not legal guns.
That's very
So
true.
so when they talk about this shit about gun control, like why the rights of the people who use the gun properly? But yet, do we really need cars that go 160 miles per hour, 140? Where in the United States can you go 140 miles per hour?
Nowhere.
So why are we make them? Remember that.
Make that make sense. Make that make sense.
Remember that active shooter, that active attack. What was it? Last not the last New Year's, where the guy rammed his car into people before he even started shooting. He killed how many people by his car in Bourbon Street?
Oh, you mean down in New Orleans? It must have been like during Mardi Gras. This was during Mardi Gras.
That was New Year's. I think it was New
No, it
Year's.
was early this. It was around this time around during Mardi Gras. I think you're talking about, not New Year's.
Or New Year's because it was like
Okay.
something. But the main point is that car did more damage and killed more people before he even got the gun out.
Hmm. In fact, he was copying what happened on Bastille Day in France.
Yeah.
Somebody, a would-be the terrorist, and it was a terrorist attack. The assailant during the Bastille. This is July 15th, Bastille Day in France, in the city of Nice, which is in the south of France. He took an 18-wheeler, a transport truck. He just took a truck and just drove it right at bystanders of the Bastille Day parade. There was someone like that. There was a similar attempt in Sweden where he tried to ram his truck into a busy shopping mall. But unbeknownst to him, that particular area, is usually closed off to vehicle traffic, and they had like these barriers that kept vehicles from trying to get in. So he crashed into those. He was already. He was like. So he's pretty much foiled, but he was killed.
Yeah.
So these guys are getting ready. I remember they tried to do that like at the Christmas market in Berlin one time as well. But they didn't get far with that one.
Oh yeah, that's why.
And
Have
so
to have
truckers
a.
have been like, safeties of truckers have been like really ramped up because of that shit. But continue.
That's why we have to have a serious conversation about: are we setting people up to be killed?
Hmm. I remember, was it like 2 years? Was it 3 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago, over here in Norway. It was during Pride Month. The night before they had the Pride Parade here in Oslo, a would-be assailant just an assailant just was in Karl Johansgata. That's the main this long avenue and the largest avenue in downtown Oslo that on one end you have Oslo Central train station. Another on the opposite end, about a couple of miles up, is the Royal Palace. And along that road, that area is closed off from any vehicle traffic, especially because you have the parliament in that area, the national parliament, and you have a lot of side street cafes and whatnot, and you got CC cameras all over the place. And in that section, you have one of the oldest LGBT nightclubs, which has also been the central hub for their for LGBT activists and their organizations. That place was, yeah. Know some friends who've been there, but but somebody with a would-be assailant just walked into it the night before the Pride Parade and shot it up. Fortunately, they're apprehended, but there was a lull in security because it's summer, and usually there's a lot of people, or there's very few people in Oslo at that time of the day, at that time of the year. Afterwards, but just the fact that you could have some shit like that happen,
Yeah,
especially when you're
because
like 11 years removed from what happened in Oslo, as well as Utoya on
I mean,
July the 22nd, 2011.
you got to think about it.
Hmm.
There's a lot of evil people in the world that
Very.
consistently will do damage
Mhm.
strategically. I think it's a fool's errand to live in a country, even when you look at Europe, where
Hmm.
Europe is strictly anti-gun, except for probably they issue enforce, but it's funny. You have radical Muslims there captivating people with not.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't hear you completely. You were like going in and out.
It was years ago
Hmm.
when this radical Muslim black guy hit a dude with a car and proceeded to stab him and then decapitate him. And the police there, the regular carry guns, they had to have the
Hmm.
units, the specialized units to come and put the guy down. Even
You talk. Yeah, you're talking about the murder of Lee Rigby, drummer. He was a part of he was a member of the British Armed Forces. He was run over and then he got decapitated. The two men who did it were Muslim converts, Nigerian descent. One of them had been who. One of them, I remember his name was Michael Olowade. Really, he had a very surly look on him. This man, prior to that, was arrested in Kenya with a group of other Muslim coverts who had hoped to sneak into Somalia to join Al Shabaab. I remember seeing that shit. I remember seeing the BBC footage about that shit, especially the people taking, who had been like videotaping the whole incident, where both those brothers just like they were like just saying why they did it. They're saying in retaliation what happened in Iraq. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Do you understand? I'm like, do you understand your black ass gets shitted on by Arabs?
They
Who
don't get
remember?
it.
Who? Yeah, man. I mean, let me ask you something. Do you ever seen the TV show Sleeper Cells with Michael Ealy?
I heard of it.
I remember, what was it, the first couple of episodes where he gets recruited into a sleeper cell, and one of the guys he was like doing scouting assignments was a Palestinian American, and the Palestinian looked at him funny. He said, "You know what's strange, man?" He said, "You know what's strange? Hey, strange." And Michael Ealy looked at what? He said, "Usually, we don't really bring in black guys into these major operations like this. Especially considering how lowly we think of black people." Faris and the leader was called Faris. He said Faris must see something really unique in you to want to bring you into this. That hit home for me because I understand Arab racism, but I also understand Israeli racism, along with Western racism.
Oh yeah, it's a good sweet tip of races. Let me see. Rigby was off duty walking along Wellington Street when attacked. What is
Mm-hmm.
it? Aljabato and Adebayo, or whatever the hell his name is, ran him down with a car, then used knives and a cleaver to stab and hack. Oh,
Yeah,
come on. Hold
a
on.
set of kitchen knives, the ones used for cutting bread, cutting steaks, everything.
Yep, they used They used a cleaver to stab and hack to death.
Mm-hmm.
The men dragged Rigby's body into the road and remained at the scene until police arrived, informing passers-by they had murdered Rigby to avenge Muslims killed by the British military. Unarmed police, goddamn, you never think you hear that. Unarmed police arrived at the scene 9 minutes after the emergency was called and was
Mm-hmm.
received and set upon a corridor. Armed police officers arrived 5 minutes later. The assailants armed with cleavers and brandishing a gun charged at the police, who shot and fired and wounded both. They were
They were
apprehended
hoping to get
because,
killed.
yeah, they were hoping to be made martyrs.
Mm-hmm.
This is the funniest part.
And using the
Yep.
civilian footage to be like their secondary testimony and shit. And you saw both of them with their hands bloody. They were talking about this. Their faces
Yep.
uncovered and everything. They were like, that
They were
brought,
not.
once they found them out, the mosque they went to was under investigation. The people, everything, and they were able to, and they went through websites, through certain social media sites and whatnot, and found footage of them talking about what they were doing.
At the time, he was only 25 years old. B.
Mm-hmm.
James Rigby. He was a drummer and a machine gunner at the 2nd Battalion Royal Regiment of Fusiliers.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Middleton, Greater Manchester. Okay. He was attacked.
Oh man.
He was attacked returning to the barracks. He was married in
Mm-hmm.
'07 with a 2-year-old son, but had separated from his wife. He was engaged to a new fiancée at the time. A post-mortem examination showed that Rigby died of multiple incisions, wounds, obviously. He was given a military funeral, of course. Attack. This is the reason why gun control, and you look at these weapons, think about it. Why do you think a lot of these radical groups love going into the most unarmed places? You don't see too many
Not to
people
mention,
running up on military bases. Even the attacks you see on military bases, they had to attacking not at the gate where people are armed. They wait until you're in an office in the middle of a meeting.
There's the reason they're called soft targets. That's why they target schools and whatnot. That's why they target like. Hey, you remember in Iraq when they would set off car bombs at busy markets?
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Guess who had the answer to them?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those things we had to call. We had to answer to those. Some we
Sectarianism and
couldn't.
whatnot. Mm-hmm.
We stopped a few of them, but there are many more that we couldn't because you never know.
Yeah.
Let me see. While Ruby was crossing the road to get to the shop, two men were later identified as the attackers, hit him around 30 to 45 miles per hour, knocking him to the ground. They attacked him with cleavers and knives, attempting to behead him.
I remember there were like thousands of people lined up for Lee Rigby's funeral procession, and when the hearse that carried him was passing through, they were giving him like standing ovations and whatnot. This is
And they said
2013. That's when it happened.
one of the onlookers actually engaged the assailants in conversation. The man said he was responsible for killing a man on the ground. A British soldier who attacked and claimed he killed Muslims in Iraq and Afghanistan asked one of the men to hand over his weapons, but he refused. Well, that's a different mentality.
Michael Adebolajo and Michael Adebowale, both Nigerian descent.
And I'm sorry. I hate to sound like somebody like this, but
Mm-hmm.
don't you think we should have stricter fucking immigration laws because you don't know who the fuck you're letting in?
No, these
At
guys
some
were born
point,
and raised in the UK. That's the thing. These
and
two were born. Yeah, just hold on. It says here, both men were British born of Nigerian descent. They came from Christian backgrounds, but converted to Islam when when they were in the UK. So they must have converted really young. They were radicalized,
well, they were very
and
radicalized.
both men were known to British security. In fact, also, where is this? I'm looking like Michael Adebolajo. I think is the one who he was born in Lambeth. That's in South London. He has a history of involvement in radical Islamist activities and has been arrested at a violent protest and later released. Okay. He was also arrested outside Old Bailey during a protest about a trial of Mizanur Rahman.
Hold on.
All right. Take your time. Hey, Tunel Runner, what's up? Snowman Multimedia, AB, what's good, y'all? LAP SWAT. Hey, if y'all see the link, y'all come on up. It's an open panel. Don't be shy. So, especially you, Tunel. I want to know. I want to know a little more extra about that La Rubia, that Rubia you got with you. All Star G was good, brother. Greetings, fam. Hope everybody had a pleasant Halloween, whether or not you celebrated. Also, more importantly, I want to say happy Movember to one and all because it's the start of November. That's Men's Health Month. It's not just prostate cancer we got to worry about, fellas. We got to worry about prostate, testicular penile cancer, and other cancers that affect men. Men's health overall. Snowman, how you been? What's new in the sports world these days, brother? Avoid Hamilton County, Texas, or Hico, Texas. Okay. All Star G, I hope you're having a good week. I hope everybody's having a good weekend as well, folks. I'll tell y'all, I know things right now might be rough for certain folks. Some are having it okay. If you got some good people in your life, you got people in your corner, you're going to be all right. I know I'm going to be all right. I know my man Charles is going to be all right. So let's not lose our minds, lose our shit. Heck, sometimes, so as not to lose our shit, we should all understand the importance of taking a good long shit. That way, you don't lose your shit. You ain't got to put up with shit. And when somebody comes up to you about some shit, you just tell them, I ain't got shit for you. Uh, hey, look at all these flags that Tunnel's got. Let's see. Hey, welcome
Runner.
back.
What's up, Tunnel Runner? See, you gotta
Tunnel Runner.
understand something.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about that attack. When it took 5 minutes for the police, the armed police, after the 9 minutes it took the regular police to come. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
good God Almighty. You gotta realize that I never liked the being a victim. Maybe it's the American in me, I guess. I don't know. But shit, even traveling down south, I don't think a black man or a black person, period, should be down south traveling without unarmed.
Unarmed or not knowing some people in that area that can help them out. Unless you got some fam who can tell you, just like unless you feel some fam who knows some people that know some people in that area, who can break it down and tell you like where the places to be at and not to be at. You can't just go in there blindly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing about Tunnel Runner.
Yeah, Charles. I mean, my problem with having the weapon in the house is that I was watching Casino and I seen that his wife get on top of him with that gun and tell him.
Oh shit!
That's funny.
I've been paranoid ever since.
Wait. You think that was bad? You think that was bad? You remember the movie Harlem Nights,
Yeah.
where Jasmine Guy was sitting on Eddie Murphy's chest with that little pearl handle pointed at him?
Yeah. That kind of stuff terrifies me. I ain't afraid of nobody else. I'm afraid if something happens and the wife comes after me. But
does she know how to work a weapon? Wait, does she know how to work
no,
how to work a power tool?
Work a weapon. My wife doesn't know how to work a weapon, so I'll probably be okay. But I'm just just some childhood trauma from the movies.
Hey, I can't have a weapon on me for mental health reasons and whatnot. But if I did, I would have to make sure my wife was in the military, because at least she knows what to do and what not to do.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, most of the guys around here, they have guns and stuff. All my friends and stuff like that. Even my sister has a gun. So but I probably will get a shotgun or something for house protection.
I tell people, you want to get, and this people may disagree with me, which is fine. I don't get upset with that. I'd rather you have something than nothing. Number one. Sure. I always say if you have enough ass behind you and you know how to properly use double-aught buck. I got I think an AR-15, AR pistol. For most women, is controllable. I'd rather have 30 rounds in a mag.
Only one? Only one mag? You're going to Charles, knowing you? Come on now. One mag is not enough.
I was yawning, that's why I didn't finish my statement.
Oh, right.
I'd rather have 30 round mag, because these limitations where you get, think about it, those home invasions, people don't realize that a lot of that shit happens with multiple suspects, okay? Joe Biden, ass like, get a shotgun, shoot it outside and they'll run. Get a double barrel, okay? Now that I shot two shots in a double barrel, them motherfuckers may think that, number one, I'm also doing something dangerous because I'm shooting a gun, freely outside without any restrictions. Number two, I'm shooting a goddamn a gun with only 2 rounds in it, and it's not aimed at the assailants. So not only I can hit an innocent bystander outside, but I'm leaving myself vulnerable inside. That's why I said you can't listen to Democratic fucking people.
And why does it have to be just a one group thing, Charles? It should be a communal thing. You know what I'm saying? In fact, security cam. Everybody should have like a neighborhood watch. Everybody should understand like the importance of having the entire neighborhood protected. Having security cameras in certain strategic positions. Hell, what people forget is like when it comes to home invasions. Oftentimes they have the places cased. They have the places checked out. It's been cased before they strike. Cars just suspicious cars be driving through the neighborhood, casing the area, whatnot. Figure out which houses to hit.
I chose Charles Hills, just like you have criminals who just all they do is watch people and what they're doing, and looking for opportunities to get, to find somebody, flip. They just look. That's all. That's their job. Their job is sit around, watch somebody. Hopefully, somebody messes up, leaves their door open, or do something silly, drops their phone or something. They're waiting for opportunities. That's their job.
Chanel Runner, I'm nuts. You understand that? But call me crazy, but wouldn't it be important to have a Karen in that type of situation or a nosy ass neighbor?
Yeah. Some of the best neighborhoods have safest neighborhood have the nosy neighbor looking out for the neighborhood. Yeah, you want somebody calling up. There's some strangers over there in the corner. That's what you want.
There's a stranger in my house. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm loaded to 45. I'm gonna have to make sure my ass is fine. There's a stranger in my house. Oh yeah.
Charles, you definitely have a career in country music, man.
Yeah. It's all depressing. If you want to get depressed, get country.
I've listened to some happy country music, country songs in my day.
Wait a minute. There's some guys coming through your back door. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is like, if you don't have like a sense of community where everybody's watching out, looking out for everybody, it's easy for like people to get, get hemmed up and shit like this.
My neighborhood, some of my neighbors don't even know what's going on over in this house. They see me and my wife driving. I was teaching my wife how to drive, and they were asking her, "Are you in the wrong neighborhood? What you doing here?" I'm like, "That's my wife." They're like, "Oh, what's this blonde lady doing over here?"
Like,
fam, your lady's Latina. You got to be worried about them calling ice on her ass, even though she's legal.
Yeah. That's a good. I told my wife, if they call ice on her, just go. I'll come get you. Don't worry about it.
No, we don't like your kind here.
Because I live in a black
neighborhood. Oh, okay, you're good. Unless the snitches started acting a fool and whatnot. But hey, black neighborhood, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, but if they call ice, she know what I told her what to do. I said, just go on back to Columbia. I'll come get you. Don't worry about it.
You get that sorted. You get your paperwork sorted out. Don't worry about it.
No fighting, no nothing. Just go. That's a free trip.
No. Listen.
Be like Coca Cabana. Like, God damn. Like,
no, actually, they don't sing that. That's Brazilian. Coca Cabana. That's Brazilian.
Her name was Lola.
Because.
So I got some jerk turkey legs, some rice and beans, and some homemade candy.
Okay. So basically, she's combining Jamaican with Colombian shit, huh?
Yeah.
Bomba.
My father's wife teaches some things.
Okay. Wait, what side of your family is Jamaican?
My father.
Yeah, and your stepmother is Jamaican as well?
Yeah, but my mother is FBA.
Yeah,
she's North Carolina. So I'm one of those hybrids.
Hey. So basically, you're a half caste, as the Brits would say.
My father's side is Jamaican. So we just American. We just American, bro. So we just fake it. We might have eaten twice, So that's why
I got a. Yeah. I got a.
Like, are you from the Caribbean? Yeah, from the peninsula of Baltimore. Like even. I'm straight from the harbor of Baltimore. That's where I'm from.
Like, so smoke a lot in half baked. So what part of Jamaica are you from? I'm from the beach.
That motherfucker look like a Jamaican queen. And
Sounds like
subscribe,
preach.
share, get on the chat, talk some shit, get the drink, get the drink from the Tunnel Runner, Namer, and my. You even got
You
All
know
Star
what?
Jada.
Yeah.
Gotta
You
get
know
with
what?
him.
We got to get you. We you know what we got. We need for Charles. We're gonna need some. We got to get that ahead and see like you like it. We got to get some. Tunnel,
Martell, please.
you take that Jamaican. No, he needs that Captain Mo Jamaican rum, right, Tunnel?
Ugh, I love that
You say
Caribbean
the
rum,
wife
boy. That's
just
like,
walked in, so I had to give her greetings.
hey, Mrs. Runner.
Hola, señora.
She
Anyway, like I said, we need to get Charles some, some of that, some Hennessy. We got to get you, Tunnel, some of that Jamaican rum. Excuse me for stereotyping.
Hey. Not all black people like Hennessy. We prefer Martell Blue Swift. So
My people, it's usually like, they prefer the Johnny Walker, but if not, we go for the traditional, well, in Ethiopia and Amharic, it's called Edge. In Tigrinya, we call it Miss, which is basically honey wine or mead.
even though y'all motherfuckers, boy, y'all drink the shit out of some tea and some coffee.
Coffee. Oh, we invented coffee. That shit wild,
Like
the
I bet
traditional
you
coffee.
every time I go
no
past
no no.
somebody
Okay.
from Eritrea or
Uh-huh.
Ethiopia, like I
Hmm.
swear, y'all motherfuckers, half y'all blood type is like what? Coffee and tea.
Oh
Shit.
yeah, because it's not just it's a social drink and everything in the daytime or afternoon. I've seen some people. I mean, uh, I remember anytime you came home to visit folks at the airport, there was a duty free, and there I remember guys would be and folks would be purchasing like a bottle of a certain type of whiskey, but they also bought a bottle of the local brand of sambuca we call araki. It's a transparent liquor that smells like licorice.
Ooh.
The Greeks call it ouzo, the Italians call it sambuca, we call it araki.
And what
And
it's pretty much the same thing. Uzo is what aguardente is. That's what we drink in Colombia. Aguardente.
is it transparent and smells like licorice?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
That's they drink that and whiskey. And,
Yeah.
and they do it. They do rum down there too, but aguardente
Hmm.
is especially for Medellin.
Aguardente, okay. Medellin. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I can handle everything pretty good. I don't what is it? Gin will knock me out.
Oh,
It's like a sleeping pill. But everything else I pretty
oh.
know everything else I can handle like a champ.
Mm,
I drink people underneath the table. But don't give me
mm.
no gin because I'll be sleeping. About 2-3 drinks, I'm out.
Okay. Oh, okay. You can't handle that. Me, I can't drink. I don't want to drink. I don't drink at all because uh whew, I don't know, just
What do you?
seeing my boys get with shit face and everything, and I had to help them. I had to help them get out of the room or something like that. I'm glad I don't drink.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm drinking, the wife ain't. If she drinking, I'm not drinking. And if we
You
both
know,
drinking, we got to be around family.
If the wife drinking, that means if she gets a little too much, you got to help her to the bathroom.
Yeah. I got to carry her.
Cause you,
I literally had to carry her. We were on a cruise,
uh-huh.
and I had to carry her off the boat. I had to put her on my shoulders and carry her because she was
No, I
gone.
mean no. I mean like you got to hold her hair back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, she know what she can. I mean, she sometimes she get down. Ain't
Uh-huh.
worried about nothing coming back up. But she don't do that often. But when she does, I have to stop drinking and control the situation. I got to be
Yeah,
careful.
I don't know. I remember a situation where I had to help a friend's. I was like, remember I was hanging out with some friends, right? And I remember it was like one of my boys, his youngest, had a sister and some shit, and one of the girls didn't look okay. I had to help him to like help them to the bathroom and everything. And I had to hold her hair back. And I also had to call like a homegirl to help me out of that situation because I couldn't be in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 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 yeah. You gotta, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because,
You
make sure
protect,
that, because
you
if I'm
being a
there helping her
protector.
out myself, yeah, I'm being a protector, but I need somebody to vouch for me just in case because, it could, somebody might see me and it'll get the wrong impression. And then,
Like I tell
I
all
don't
the
need that.
brothers, protect yourself at all times. Always protect. Watch out for anything that go wrong. Protect yourself.
Shit. I'm going to tell you a story right now. I'm gonna tell you a story. A story. I think I mentioned this a few times, but I tell this story time and time again because brothers, especially as a black man, you got to protect your ass at all times.
Especially in
One
jail.
time, oh, I remember one time I was like, this happened like in another place in Norway. When I first came here, it was like my second or third year in the country. I had a home, and it was a home girl I had. It was a Norwegian friend I had. She was like about 5'5", hourglass shape, big titty, brunette, had some ass and thighs on her. And I was just hanging out with her because I needed to excuse to get out the house, and we're just bar hopping and from place to place. But we also met up with one of her friends who I had met I would meet for the first time, and this one was like 5'9", redhead, who had some titties and ass like a motherfucker. And the redhead had her boyfriend there, but her boyfriend met up with one of his buddies to get wasted that night. So we're bar hopping here and there within this like confined area within earshot of one another. And the establishment that in that area, first of all, here's the security setting about these places. And it's important I mention the security setup, you know what I'm saying? The bouncers are trained in unarmed combat, CQC as well. They all wear stab-proof vests. They wear lead-lined gloves. And they're all wearing earpieces, and they communicate with one another. And they have to communicate with one another, so they give each other heads up that if they've kicked somebody out of their spot, let the guys at the other spot know. We just kicked out this one individual, this, that, and the third. And on top of that, usually in this area where I'm talking about, there would be a police squad car. It wasn't like a normal squad car. It was usually like a 4x4 with a cabin in the back, but hitched to the back of it was like a little paddy wagon that could hold up to 6 people. So instead of having to go back and forth, take everybody to central booking, they'd have them all in that little portable cell so they can all take them all together and have them booked and they have to sleep off whatever or spend that entire Sunday in lockup. So that's the security setting. I'm with my friend and her friend. And we also met up with another person, and we also met up with a couple of Nepalese exchange students, 2 guys who were Nepalese exchange students. I'm not drinking. The girls are just drinking a little bit. Among the 2 Nepalese guys, one was drinking, and the redhead started flirting with me.
Ew.
Oh no, she was cute, but it was just a situation. The way she asked me, she tried to get flirty with me a little bit.
Namer doesn't like gingers.
It's not that I don't like gingers. It's that I'm sober and she's had a few drinks.
She wanted to be taken to the motherland.
And her boyfriend was at a drinking spot across the street from us, getting wasted with his buddies. That's the problem. That was also another thing.
Yeah.
Nepalese. Okay. I'm gonna deal with you later.
No.
Comment since
No.
you little, you got shit. You gotta twist
That's,
everything like a dreadlock. You.
Lord, no, don't. Did she burn your pee-pee? Did she burn your pee-pee?
No. Here's what happened. The
Here's
two
what happened.
Nepalese. Oh, wait.
Can't
Let me. You stop. Come on.
you know what
Charles, please. Come on,
what happened was he touched
bro.
her tonsils with no hands. But go ahead.
I wish. No. I would have choked her by accident. I would have inadvertently choked her, and they would have to call paramedics just to wedge my thing out. But anyway, at some point, the girls have they've been drinking a little woozy. One of the Nepalese guys, he was drunk and he was like an angry drunk, getting a little aggressive, getting touchy feely. And when the redhead and one of the Norwegian chicks, the redhead in particular, started flirting with me, that's when I realized, okay, I got to stop this right now. First thing I did was, from the two Nepalese guys, the sober one, I leaned forward to him. I said, dude, I think it's a good idea you grab your buddy and take him back to your dorm, have him sleep it off, because if y'all do it right now, he might get escorted out and there might be some cops waiting for him. He took my advice. He grabbed his dude and got the fuck out. I looked at my friend. I told her, I think it's now a good time that we all go home, but we need to make sure what's her face gets home safely. And so the brunette tells me, I'll tell you. So she looks at me and said, my friend, the brunette says, all right, grab the redhead. I'm going to go get the redhead's boyfriend. And it made perfect sense for her to do that, because if you're a Norwegian dude who's drunk out of his skull with his buddies, someone taps on your shoulder and tells you it's time to go home, who are you most likely going to listen to? A 6'3" African with a huge ass fro, or a 5'5" Norwegian brunette with big ass titties?
Titties, baby back
Titties win all
ribs.
the time.
Exactly. A white girl with titties always wins all the time. So she's going
Hey,
over there to try to talk to him,
uh,
right? Me,
it's like a
and it
black
made sense
girl with
because also the redhead is 5'9". She had to be about at
What's
least 150 pounds,
her girl
curvaceous.
name? What's her girl
5'9"
name?
brunette, yeah. The 5'9" redhead, yeah. And I had to hold, and I'm strong, but I had to have waist lock her and hold her just to keep her steady. I had to walk about 2-3 blocks to
That's
get
what
her
she
to the
was for.
central bus terminal. I had to
That's what
walk
she
about
was.
three. Hmm?
That's what she was super for.
Yeah, because homegirl is 5'5". She can't handle that. It's gonna be too much for her, even though she's strong and got a low center of gravity. But it made sense. So
That's
I
true.
grabbed the redhead, walked her to the bus stop. We got to the bus stop, and I'm waiting for her about where we're just waiting there. I'm holding on to her, and she still have her hands around me. She's like flirting everything, talking to me. And I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, you're right. She's like, you're funny, you're cute and everything. I said, I appreciate that. And fortunately, before she even tried it, before she could lean, do whatever, my homegirl comes up with the redhead's boyfriend, and then she tells me to wait here, and she made sure they got, and she stuck them onto the bus they needed to get back to where they need to be. And after that was done, I said after they got home, they got on their bus and left. I told the brunette, come on, I'm gonna walk you home. And it was made sure, and it was, and I know, even though she lives in a safe neighborhood, I just felt, I just thought, be the best thing just to walk her home, make sure she got home safe. And so I went home after that. Of course, some people gonna think, man, why didn't you tap that ass? I'm gonna tell you why I didn't tap that ass. First of all, one, they're drunk. They've been drinking. I'm sober. That's automatically catching the case. They're white and native. I'm a black immigrant. That further complicates these things, you know? So I knew it was not the right thing to do. I had to do the right thing, excuse me, just to make sure everybody got home safe.
Yeah, because that's protect yourself at all times. Because if you wake up and she changes her mind with you on
Mm-hmm,
top of her, yeah, you never know what's gonna
mm-hmm.
happen.
On top of that, here's the thing I was also mention. Both the girls, both women in this situation have boyfriends. And the brunette's boyfriend I've met before. So he and I were on good terms. So for me to engage in this type of bullshit, I don't want that shit coming back to bite me in the ass. You know what I'm saying?
It's too much. It's too much. Stuff out there for you to be trying to mess with.
Exactly. I also found out one of them also has a certain type of STD, the type you keep like with like luggage.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you
So
bullet.
I later found out about that. So I'm like, yeah, no wonder I made sure I knew in my gut not to do that.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, it would have been that too.
No, I don't want. Look here, I don't want to end up like Michael Vick. All right, Ron Mexico. Anybody?
You don't want to be called Michael Dick either.
Mm-hmm.
You want that. You don't want to be pissing out the Kamehameha waves either.
You don't want me to be the face for Valtrex. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Oh, Dr. Genital Herpes.
Nah.
When you go abroad, you messing with these. You need to make sure everything is clear, very clear. Make sure
That's
everything.
why I always made it a point. Yeah, that's why I made a point to get tested every single time before any relationship. I ever tell the other chick get tested before anything.
Yeah. Better safe than sorry.
Mm-hmm. It's not just that also because I grew up in Eritrea, East Africa. We understand HIV being what it is. So we look at condoms the same way y'all look at power tools. You know what I'm saying? It's better to have it and not need it. Well, me personally. So I've been pretty much a condom connoisseur.
I'm not saying that he's burning, but I'm just gonna say that when he takes a piss, it glows.
Charles, you might as well say my theme music is the Tramps' Disco Inferno.
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno.
Disco Inferno, burn, baby, burn this mother down, burn, baby, burn.
I'm not
It's
gonna
either that
say
or
it.
the How Players Fire.
Or you don't want to hear this when you fucking taking a piss. You don't want to hear that when you taking a piss. Oh no.
Hey. I mean,
You slide on that bitch like this.
ooh.
Oh, talk about money shot. Oh my god.
Shit.
I'm not gonna lie. One of the coolest moments in Dragon Ball history. I'm not gonna fuck with you.
Mm.
Out of the original Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT and Super, that was cool as
Mm-hmm.
fuck when he surfboarded with the Kamehameha.
Yeah. Oh man, that's devastating. Hey, Tunnel.
Yeah.
Hey,
Go
chick.
ahead. Go ahead.
This
Go
is a
ahead. Let
chick
me tell you something.
when a chick forgot she promised to you could relieve yourself in her face. She does this. I don't know,
Oh
man.
man.
Hey Charles, that background I like with the Black Panther. I like that. I like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Oh yeah, took me a while to find that bitch.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I need that for my channel.
Hey, I was cruising through social media like the last few weeks because I remember having me and one of our brothers is in this space. We were having a conversation about traditional garbs and whatnot. And you're not going to believe what I found. I found a picture of Maya. You know, Maya the singer?
Yeah.
And she was dressed in a traditional Eritrean dress. And I'm like, what the hell?
Hmm?
I shared that picture with a couple friends and they were like, God damn. But Maya, you know, she's married to herself and everything. You know, she's like on the other side of 40.
Well, you know, hey, tell herself to have an affair.
Yeah,
I
I
won't
think
tell
she
the other
regrets
person.
that. So you might be able to get her. You know what I'm saying? I think you might be able to get her to change her mind.
I would be like, yes,
Probably.
let me introduce you to my new business venture, Donkey Dick Diaries.
In
Now that she got all her
association
besties
with
out of the
Mule
way,
Dick.
she might be ready.
Mhm. Doggy.
Charles is talking.
And this is my new soap opera called Previously on Donkey Dick Diaries.
Charles, you hear me?
You sound real low, babe.
Oh, is that better?
Yeah.
I owe you an apology.
Yeah.
Hold on. Why is that?
Because I messed around there and saw the new episodes of saying that goddamn show, My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
The exposition makes sense. Remember, I
It
was
got
saying they
real.
could go on too long with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the episodes, the exposition, the exposition, it makes sense. That's
It, the timing, and when he goes to his dark spell, it makes sense.
Well, I watched the first 2 episodes, I think, and fell asleep on the rest. I got to go back and rewatch them. But I was like, oh yeah, I was like, I owe Charles an apology. I shitted all over this show. Like, I actually got better.
Trust me, it gets way better when you, especially the first season. It's like
I believe you.
You'd be like, speaking of which, salute to everybody and salute to Bay. Since we talk about My Hero Academia,
Salute T Redler. Yeah.
well, no. Gotta salute
Well,
to
before
Tony.
you get into that, because I won't be here long at work. Also peeped out the new episodes of One Punch Man.
Oh yeah,
which aren't in English. But if you're familiar with the Monster Association storyline, oh, this shit is about to get deep. If they keep it true to the books, it's about to get deep. But go on.
It's one of those things where a lot of people are not ready for that, and I think it's funny because when that shit gets deep and dark, I love it. Speaking of which, hold on. Yeah, there we go.
Now for a lesson. Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond. Plus.
I just love that shit. I love that shit. Let me see. In my opinion,
Oh, good question. Blood boiling. Blood boiling's got a good question.
How would I rewrite it? Um, I might not. I might not because the one thing I had to get used to with American comic books versus Japanese manga. Japanese manga always tend to have an ending, unless you're One Piece, or unless you're Toriyama, God rest his soul, where you always find 1,000 ways to expand upon the Dragon Ball universe. And there's some stories I would not change. I mean, My Hero will probably be one of them. I think the greatest ending in manga history was the ending of Dragon Ball GT. I don't think you could beat it. Dragon Ball GT is probably going to be. It's going to get you there. It's going to hit you there in the old heartstrings. I don't think I would change it because I think it becomes a bit of full circle. Now I do enjoy watching My Hero Vigilantes, which takes place before the story of My Hero. And you'll see that not everybody's licensed hero is doing God's work. Anybody else? Come on, go talk.
I'm listening. Yeah. Oh, his follow-up question is, so you're okay? So you're okay with? So you're okay happening with Izuku at the end? Trying to avoid spoilers. That's an
I
interesting question.
I can see it.
Hmm.
I can see it.
I personally, when it comes to Japan I remember like there was a couple I used to watch growing up. One in particular was a soccer one called Captain Tsubasa. That was dubbed in Arabic mostly, but I also remember another one. It was based on the Japanese wrestler Tiger Mask from the '70s and whatnot.
I can see that.
Mhm. There's also one they had about based on Treasure Island from the '80s. But I also remember there was like a Finnish cartoon that they also there was a Finnish cartoon that was a similar animation style that they had. That was also dubbed in English and in Arabic. Got nostalgic when I saw that, called the Moomins.
It's a problem for me. People are always asking.
What the hell?
That's not me. Yeah, I'm just glad, when I mentioned what I said about that story, what happened. I'm just glad that I made sure to like stay out of shit like that because I understood like the issues of consent as well as protecting yourself at all times. Always keeping your head on a swivel. Even passport bros have to be aware of shit like that. So anywhere you go, fellas, if you're going overseas, do your research beforehand. Find out what the local laws are like. Understand what are laws regarding speeding limits. If you're going to get a rental car, uh, if you're going to get like if you're going to certain what would learn find out which areas to go to and what not to go to. knows, like, even Tunnel, when he talks about going to Colombia, you know, visit his wife's family, he knows what areas not to go to.
I
Was
think
it Rex?
I think they should build upon his legacy.
Uh-huh.
And besides, there's a lot of shit that we missed about All Might, the Vigilantes. How was the Hero Association before the events happened? I mean, think of Hunter x Hunter before you seen Gone.
Mm.
Let me get out of here and get something to eat. Woo!
All right. See ya.
Woo!
Woo!